Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'd just like to reiterate Carl's identifying the Canberra stalwarts who have been here for a long time, and I dare say they're going to stay here till we win. Good news is that's a lot closer than most people realise. Just a quick show of hands. Who here saw part one in Melbourne online? Excellent. For those who haven't, get online, have a look, because this follows on from that. And I said during that presentation, and you'll hear this recurrent theme about the Masonic filth, which are the means by which the globalists are actually controlling us. They have a life expectancy of about 3 months. About a year ago, I did a video called War for the World, and I warned them, turn now, because by the end of this month, the deals are off. The Truth and Reconciliation deal that allows you to live will be closed. And people unfortunately expected arrests on the 1st of November. Well, that's not how it works. Because the way it works is this. You get one, you squeeze them a bit, and they squeal, and they reveal 5 more. Those 5, you squeeze them, they reveal 5 each. And bit by bit by bit, what has been happening is they've been turning on themselves. There are many levels of adversaries in this operation, but the deliverers, the controllers, the ones that actually do the heavy lifting, they're not the brightest bunch. They make strange oaths to do strange things. They promise to forfeit their life if they betray another Mason. Well, the good news for them is they're going to have an opportunity to make good on that oath very, very soon. They've been turning on each other since a year ago. This month, they've been turning each other one by one by one. They're starting to turn it, and they're starting to be very, very scared. Communications are flying left, right, and centre. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out of this? How come I'm not getting my answers? I'm not getting answers to my phone calls. Well, the reason for that is the top level have already gone. And so only the imbeciles are trying to run this war, and they don't know how to do it. They've run out of time. They're done. They're finished. Now, like any wounded and cornered animal, they're getting it vicious. Sometimes in a military strategy, you leave an opening for them to escape. So you end the conflict quickly, and everybody gets on with their life. Not this time. There is no way out. They are cornered. And they have been being arrested for at least 9 months now. Quietly, unseen, this subterranean war, both metaphorically and literally, has been taking them out from the top down. And the last ones are finally getting it. Now, some of them still haven't got the memo. They still think they run the show. They really do. That's quite amusing. Who's familiar with the straw man, maritime law, and all that corporate stuff? Just a quick show of hands. Research it. It's worth looking at and understanding to a degree. I was offered by a mate of mine to actually go through the process, because when you do that, they can't touch you. Did you know that? This mate of mine has actually gone through the whole process, and every time the police grab him or don't approach him, he says, before you go any further, let me explain that I'm a postmaster. And if you wish to engage with me, it's going to cost you $50,000 a minute. So please continue. And invariably, the copper, if he's a genuine, will turn around to the sergeant. The sergeant says, get lost, kid, and leaves him alone. One particular friend of mine who went through this process was having trouble with a headmaster who was doing nothing about the kids at school, his school, selling drugs. Now, the parents were giving the kids the drugs to sell at school. And this guy said, this isn't right. They had contacted the headmaster. The headmaster did nothing. Tried contacting the headmaster, did nothing. Out of the blue one day, police turn up and say, excuse me, we've heard on an anonymous tip, and if you ever hear that, that's a fishing expedition. We got an anonymous tip that your son's going to shoot somebody. He said, really? Well, I've checked all his platforms. He doesn't do that sort of thing, but I do have evidence of drugs being sold at the school. And by the way, I am a postmaster. And the cop took a step back and was really polite very, very quickly. This is how the Masonic filth play their game. Because all of a sudden, that headmaster got on the phone within minutes We should talk about this. Really, said my mate. Because the headmaster found out that this guy wasn't going to play the game his way, he's going to play it their way. Now, did that headmaster know anything about anything? No, he's just another dill, an apron-wearing goat jockey. But I guarantee you, he made a call up the chain of command, and it kept going up until he got an answer, and then it came back down, which was basically, you better bend over or your life's over. And he did. So that's how the Masonic filth operate all this. That's how they can dive down to any institution and make things happen. Because the how has always fascinated me. How do they do that? Because they pick people in the right places. Ministers, for example. That sort of thing. That's how they do it. The Galactic Larrikins, bloody outstanding, just up and away they go. They get this stuff happening.